Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Purvis Huggins. And while we do not intend to give anyone the idea that we're here to do any preaching, we are here to deliver a brief eulogy on President Abraham Lincoln from a literary standpoint. Lincoln has been idolized and mythologized probably more than any other American in history, and to most has become a national saint. As you review and read the obituary, you will read of his many accomplishments, his family, and his standing as President of the United States of America. However, we want to just take a few minutes to talk about Lincoln, the writer from the Romantic era. Lincoln came up in an era of the literary movement known as Romanticism. The Romantic era is a historical period of literature in which modern readers most begin to see a reflection of themselves and their own modern conflicts and desires. Lincoln moved to Illinois in 1830 when he was 21 years old, where he worked as a store clerk, a rail splitter, and a farmhand. Lincoln was a self-educated man, and he married Mary Todd at the age of 23. Lincoln lost his first bid for Illinois' General Assembly and would go on to lose a bid for the U.S. Congress, 2 Senate runs, and a campaign for the vice presidential nomination before winning the Republican Party nomination for president in 1860. It was mostly Lincoln's speeches that demonstrated his fight for the helpless and the needy. And Lincoln always referred to and quoted scripture in many of his writings. Speeches such as the Gettysburg Address gave us an example of Lincoln's fight for those that can't fight for themselves. In that address, Lincoln declared that according to the Founding Fathers, all men are created equal, and that the premise in which this nation's government was built on, a government of the people, for the people, by the people, shall not perish. Or in his letter to Horace Greeley, where Lincoln made it clear that his fight was first and foremost for the Union. Let's examine that writing. And he wrote, "Dear Sir, I have just received yours of the 19th address to myself through the New York Tribune. If there be in it any statements or assumptions of fact which I may not know to be erroneous, I do not now and here convert them. If there be in any emphasis which I may believe to be falsely drawn, I do not now and here argue against them. If there be perceptible in it an impatient and dictatorial tone, I waive it in the difference as an old friend, whose heart I have always supposed to be right. As to the policy I seem to be pursuing, as you say, I have not meant to leave anyone in doubt. I would save the Union. I would save it in the shortest way under the Constitution. The sooner the national authority can be restored, the nearer the Union will be the Union as it was." Lincoln went on to define his stand by saying, "If there be those who would not save the Union unless they could at the same time save slavery, I do not agree with them. If there be those who would not save slavery, if there would be those who would not save the Union unless they could at the same time destroy slavery, I do not agree with them. My paramount objective of this is to save the Union." and not either to save or destroy slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing some and leaving others alone, I would also do that. And finally, Lincoln stated why his belief and fight against slavery was so strong, as he declared, and I quote, "What I do about slavery and the colored race, I do because I believe it helps to save this Union. And what I forbear because I do not believe it would help to save the Union. I intend no modifications of my often expressed personal wish that all men everywhere could be free." In closing, I would like to say that Lincoln was a man of the Romanticism movement who believed in fighting for the helpless and the needy, and demonstrated that belief throughout his life's work. Thank you.
It ain't stopping, is it?
Still going, let me see.